Hello and welcome back to Anywhere But Here, episode 268. My name is Tom.
And my name's Ant.
And you can find us at abhpod.com, where somewhere on that page there is an Amazon banner. I know that people aren't, it's literally probably the best way to get most stuff at the moment. So why not go through abhpod.com through our Amazon banner. Whatever you spend, we get 5% of your total basket. Just goes towards our hosting fees for the year.
Yeah, and if you don't want to buy stuff on Amazon, I've been making lots of use of Amazon at the minute. Do what Tom says. But if you want to support us, I suppose, on a more regular basis and get some extra content, which, there might be a tease about it in this episode, you can click our Patreon banner, which is right near our Amazon banner. And for $1 a month, as little as $1 a month, you can choose to donate more if you want, but we only ask $1 a month. You'll get these main episodes, but without this intro. You'll get after the podcasts as and when we record them. You can get spoiler casts when we record them, but you'll get them pretty much as soon as we record them, rather than having to wait a few weeks down the line or a few months down the line when it goes out on our main feed. We also occasionally do YouTube content, and you'll get early access to that as well.
Indeed. You can also get in touch with us on social media, Twitter at ABH Pod, on Facebook.com/ABH Pod, and on it's the YouTube channel, isn't it? YouTube.com/ABH Podcast.
Yeah, and if you want to talk to us, you can get in touch with us via email. You can do abhpod@gmail.com. If you're going to tell us any incriminating stories, make sure you tell us if you want your name read out or not.
Yes. On this episode again, it's been 2 weeks, but not a lot has happened. Except lots has happened, but not to us, because, you've been to work, I've just been at home.
Yeah.
Losing weight, apparently.
Yeah. There's a real sort of positive attitude about this episode. Yeah. See if you can guess where I am before we start talking again. Ooh. And also to point out, there's going to be a little bit of audio rubbishness at the very beginning for the first, 5 to 8 minutes. Yeah, about 5 to 8 minutes.
Yeah, the technology let us down, but after that it does get better because we switched to our phones instead in a recording separately. So actually I've got to go and get this rendered, haven't I?
You have, yeah.
Okay.
Enjoy. Which you shall see.
Yes, I have.
There we go. Good stuff.
Coming to you from in the garden. So there's going to be a bit of ambient noise going on.
It's
some
fine.
Birds, some bees, some shouting neighbours, perhaps.
Some birds and bees. Dirty fuckers.
Not the birds and the bees, obviously. But,
Oh, not the birds and bees.
No, not those ones.
Just some birds and bees. Some bees.
Just some.
Anyway, how's it going?
Yeah.
How's your furlough lockdown going?
Do you know what?
We last spoke properly.
Yeah, I'm really enjoying it.
Yeah?
Yeah. I've in the past 2 weeks I've lost half a stone.
Half a stone into half a stone.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty good going.
Yeah. Liz said she's put that on today.
Bless her.
Anyway,
so
but
she's not accompanying you on the runs then, no?
No, she's not coming out on the runs. She's got issues with one of her feet. Actually, it causes her real problems. Not really sure what it is. She's been to a physio and everything, and it's not really helped a lot at all. But they've still discharged her anyway. Oh, it's a fallen arch. Sorry. Apparently, we do know what it is.
There you go. You do know. You just haven't listened.
I just haven't listened. That's it. Anyway,
you can get insoles for that, though, can't you?
Yeah. So she's got insoles, but they did help a bit, I think. But I think where it's sort of been where she's not been going to work, she's not been wearing them. So she's been just walking around the house. Obviously, we don't wear shoes in our house, so
Sure.
She's got nothing to put the insoles in. I suppose she could just strap them to her feet. We've got sellotape, but she's not able to she's not able to wear them indoors, so it's sort of regressing.
Oh, that's a shame.
It's a bit frustrating, but yeah. But I think where you're furloughed, obviously you can't work. So, like we spoke about last time, it's the perfect opportunity to form like habits and things like that, and just have a reset. So you've done that, obviously. I think, like in Liz's case, where she's working still at home.
Oh, she's still working, is she?
Yeah. So it's just.
Yeah. I would still be sat at my table all day.
You sound like you're at
the
seaside. There were some seagulls.
There are seagulls here.
Yeah, you sound like you're at the seaside. Are you not sticking to the government mandated?
I'm definitely in my garden. I sent a picture to the Facebook and the Twitter earlier on. So
yeah, I saw the one you put up last week as well. I'm in the garden. I'm outside on my own, burning stuff.
On my own. Yes.
Yeah.
That was the last pile of wood that we needed there. And I had a nice little FaceTime with Smokey from Rated H.
Oh, really? Oh, what, this morning?
No, while I was burning stuff. Yeah.
Oh, while you were burning stuff, yeah.
Yeah, well, he said that he kind of wishes that he had like a fire pit or an incinerator. So I thought, well, I've got the next best thing. I've got an iPhone, so you can share in mine.
So you shared it. If you plug in your iPhone whilst we're streaming this video, it will get warm enough, so it'll feel like the fire as well.
Exactly. Yeah. Precisely.
But yeah, it's I mean, it is perfect. Even though I'm still going to work and stuff like that. But I think where I had those 2 weeks off, and I sort of tried to form habits, I was trying to stick to it as best as I can. So like, I've done some form of exercise every day for the past 8 days.
Oh, nice.
I don't weigh myself because I'm not the sort of I don't. It's not that I don't buy into it, but with me, it's never really worked. Like, so I'm some of the trousers that might have been a little bit tight on me are now looser, but then when I weigh myself, I'm heavier because muscle.
Yeah,
that's just what's happened. That's just what happens with me. It sort of swaps. But
yeah, well, that's kind of the case.
Yeah, I feel healthier, and so it's
Oh, good. So you've managed to keep that up.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yes, yeah, I'm keeping that up. So still trying to be as productive as I can. So what do you think's contributed mostly to your weight loss? Weight loss.
I'm not sure. I mean, the half-hour workouts are things that I'm doing, but I've also managed to get up to like nearly 3K with the running as well.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, I don't know which is gaining, which is kind of benefiting more. So I don't know whether to experiment and just do one or the other for a little while, but I don't really want to do that either. I want to kind of do both.
I mean, you've never really been a sort of gorger on junk foods or anything, have you? Or...
Not particularly, but I do kind of graze at my desk, and that is something that I've stopped doing as well. So there's that,
Yeah, that definitely. Yeah, so that's what I was thinking. It's the sort of thing like where you're at work and you don't really have time for to prepare yourself a proper meal. You you snack, and I definitely do that at work. Like I'm at work. Oh, what's that?
That'll be someone either in my house or next door flushing the toilet.
Oh, okay. That was so loud. I can't put a marker in that. But what was I saying?
We were talking about. That's a good question. Don't derail.
So you find yourself snacking when you're at your desk.
That's right. Yeah.
Like
and you do that at work as well.
Yeah. I like even at home now. Like there's a bag of almonds. Like they're almonds, so it's great. But I just keep picking them. I am a snacker. I just need to have healthy snacks about. Like last night at work, I grabbed 4 packets of biscuits.
Right.
And when I say packets of biscuits, they're like packets of 2 or 3 biscuits. Like
Oh,
make
right.
myself
So not
a coffee
entire,
and then.
Like...
No, not 4 like big packs of digestives or anything. So like I just grabbed there's I think 3 biscuits in each packet. So I just grabbed those and I just snack.
Yeah,
it's awful. And I had pizza last night at work.
Yeah, it's just easy, isn't it? I mean, we had a bit of a touch down here. One of our local micro pubs has started doing takeaway pizzas and things, and their food's
nice.
really good. So we managed to get one of them. I mean, it's expensive. We're not going to do it too often.
No, but it just gives you something. I think that's something that I've found, or that I've noticed, is there's a lot of businesses sort of adapting. Like I know when the social distancing and stuff first started, I think it was before lockdown. I think there's like breweries that, like micro breweries that have started to, like there was one that repurposed all of its equipment because it's not selling beer at the minute. Repurposed all its equipment, so it's using the alcohol to make sanitizer to make up for the shortages and things like that. And there's like butchers that have sort of converted, and they're doing sort of like delivery service because obviously people can't get to the butchers. And
yes, I've seen that too. Yeah.
It's been quite interesting, and it's quite good that people are starting. Like I think even like Liz's firm, like she actually had an email that said, because she was due to go back after the self-isolation. Excuse me, but she had an email saying you've been doing really well, like you've been getting a lot done at home, so we'll just set you up to work at home for now.
That's good.
Like until this has all gone over. So, did I cut out? Sorry.
Yeah, a little bit.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you. I don't know whether we're lagging massively or what.
I think we might be lagging, because oh god.
Yeah. This might be an epic job.
There's a couple of seconds lag in each every time I say something.
Yeah, there is, isn't there? I don't know why that is. Because my internet's pretty full. It's better than it is down in the pod.
Yeah. That's weird. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, so was you hearing what I was saying about Liz at work?
Yes.
Right, yes. So, like I say, they set her to just work from home, just for the foreseeable future. And it may be one of these situations where businesses start to find that actually this is a better option, and it will decrease our overheads and things like that. So maybe they'll make it a part of their
because the thing is, a lot of
contracts
places
where they actually offer that to everyone.
They should be looking to cut their carbon emissions and stuff like that, and so stopping people commuting to work is probably a really good thing, isn't it?
Yeah. Do you know what? I've got this fear because you keep cutting out and lagging, and it's really jittery, and I think it uploads this recording, so what I'm hearing.
Well, there's always the option to do what the All-Seeing Guys is, which is phone each other.
Yeah.
And then record
you set up to do
each
that?
other. And then... Yeah, I am, yeah.
That might be a better option. And I'll just plug my headphones into my phone. And just prop my phone next. I'll prop my phone down so you can hear me.
Yeah. As well, I am recording.
So how do we sync this? Should we 1, 2, 3 and a big clap? Do you think that'll work?
Okay.
Will that work?
Let's do that. Hopefully.
Are we clapping on 3 or after 3?
1, 2, 3, clap.
Right, 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do it like that then. Okay. 1, 2, 3.
3.
Okay, there was a bit of a delay, but it should be. It's close enough that I can figure it out. Yeah. It was at 1, 2. Oh my god. Yeah, you know what you were thinking about us recording like simultaneously? That would never have worked.
No, it wouldn't, would it?
Doing music.
Well, have we all caught up now? We're on the same page.
In what terms?
In that there's not going to be big 2 or 5 second delays.
Yeah, no, we're fine now. Yeah.
Good. Yes.
So, I'm hoping that businesses realise there could be some sort of saving made in this, because it's everyone seems happier as well.
Yeah, definitely.
It's really weird.
I was queuing up outside the pharmacy yesterday, and people were just chatting to each other, which you don't often get.
No.
People are going out of their way to just be nice.
Yeah, it's people just sort of just smile at you and say hello. It's weird. I mean, you do still see the odd straggler. Like there's when I've been running, because I've started Well, I say started. Yeah, no, I've started running like on a regular basis. Like I say, I've been exercising more, and that's including going out running. Like I'll take Chloe with me, sort of get her out and exercising. And she's picking it up. She's improving as well. But you sort of at the park and you see 3 kids and you're looking at them. You're like, do you really live together? Like it's
Yeah, I know. Yeah, we took a walk on Thursday, or was it yesterday? I can't remember. All the days are the same.
Yeah.
And yeah, we saw like a group of 3 younger people, and we're like, they might be housemates, but really, where we were, it didn't seem obvious. Like it wasn't like a student-y type area.
No.
So yeah,
it's hard not to be judgmental about it when you see them.
It is.
Like I used to sort of get quite angry seeing people out there sort of ruining it for everyone, blah blah blah. But I think the people that aren't following the rules are in the minority, and by a long way.
Yeah.
And yes, what they're doing will have an impact, but I don't think it's a significant enough impact for me to sort of get stressed and worry about too much. I try not to let it bother me and ruin my day.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, like I've said from the beginning of this, we aren't in control of anything.
No.
You've just got to kind of let things go. If they put us into a full lockdown, they put us into a full lockdown.
Yeah.
It's for our own good. It's stopping idiots being idiots.
Yeah.
Like, you just got to roll with it at the moment. Like, and that's kind of what I'm enjoying, is like the lack of cohesion. Like, you know. And I know, like I say, I'm in that position where I'm not working. I'm sure there would be much more of a kind of a daily grind still to do if I was.
Yeah.
A daily routine. But yeah, you can't, like sometimes, you know, I've had a couple of sleepless nights this week with the kind of existential dread.
Yes.
Being like, you know, will I have a job at the end of this? Like,
which is a legit, like, especially I'm okay. Like the industry I work in, it's not going away. Like,
no,
we still have to work. My company is still making money as they were beforehand. Yeah. So I don't have that. But were I in a position where I'm working from home, and you know, I mean, you've mentioned on here before that it's not that you're a special, not that you're work for a small publishing company. It's very specialist. So it's not like a big money sort of publishing house. So
yeah, I mean,
that's
it turns over.
That's why they've had to furlough people and put special measures in place, because they need to survive. So that sort of dread you're having about, am I going to have a job at the end of this, is very real.
Yeah, but like I say, there's really nothing that I can do.
No, you're not in control of it.
No. So I've literally, I'm just viewing this as a prime opportunity to, as we were saying, get into good habits, get healthier, get fitter, focus on the things that I want to focus on instead of having to do them, you know, cram in what I can when I can. I now got, you know, all day, all week to do what I want to do, and it's a very privileged position to be in, you know.
I think
and I don't want to squander it.
No, and it's very good. I think it's a very good lesson that you sort of teaching yourself as well. It's like only worry about the things that you can control.
Yeah, absolutely.
Only worry about the things that you're in control of, that you can do something about. Like, things that are out of your control and not worth your worry.
Yeah,
which it's
and that's another thing. Hopefully, going forward. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. But it's another thing going forward that hopefully I've learnt and I will be able to apply in other areas when things, you know, when shit hits the fan.
Yeah, you can get
in the future.
Hopefully, you can stay in that mindset.
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, it will be a task because my mind is automatically set for negativity. But
and as human nature goes, eventually, I mean, I suppose something to do is be more after this is over, be more mindful about how things are affecting you. So try not to slip back into that, because it'd be very easy just to get back into, like you say, the daily grind.
Yeah.
And before you know it, the old ways have sort of slipped back in.
Yeah, precisely.
So I think it's about noticing. It's that horrible word, that psychobabble word, mindfulness.
Mindfulness.
There you go. You knew exactly where I was going with it. So it's be more mindful of how you're feeling and things like that.
Yeah. It sounds like super hippie-ish, but actually the
there's a reason.
The thinking behind it is, it's not like take away the word mindfulness, but it's being mindful, it's being aware of what is setting off certain things, isn't it? So, absolutely, it's definitely a good time to be doing that.
Yeah, practice mindfulness.
So how is work at the moment?
It's all right. I mean, not a lot's changed. Obviously, we can't take the guys out on their community leaves and things like that. They're not allowed to go out the front for their cigarettes, so we've had to allow them temporarily to smoke on our outside area because we're a non-smoking hospital. But obviously, like all things, you need to. Like we were just saying, need to adapt. So obviously we can't take them outside because then the wards will be mixing. You can't mix the wards because if one ward's got coronavirus and the other one hasn't, then it will bring it to, So it's sort of like, well, we're going to have to relax the rules a little bit. You can still only smoke at certain times of the day, and we're going to allow you to do it in the ward area. But in doing that, the guys aren't getting off of the ward. So there's like 15, 16 guys all just stuck on a ward together.
Right.
Some of them are sort of worried about what's going on outside. Some like they can't see their families. I mean, we can't see our families either. However,
but they're in a hospital.
We do have some freedom. And like I was saying to one of the guys, I said, obviously, one of the ones who was a bit more and sort of a bit more. What's the word I want to say? He's got more insight anyway. I was saying, like, what's going on? Like, it's sort of in a really, and I was saying not exactly, but in a way, this is sort of shows me sort of what you guys are kind of dealing with on a daily basis. Because like, I'm at home, I can only go out once a day. I can only go to the shop if it's necessary. I can't see my family. I can only talk to them over the phone. I said, like, I said, yes, I'm at home with all my comforts and stuff like that, and people aren't sort of watching me hourly. I said, but, I'm restricted to what I can do. And I said, and it's sort of, and I was talking to the guy about it, and he's got family in Italy, so I was asking how they are, and, it's a real strange situation. There are some of the guys who are a bit paranoid about it.
Sure,
like worrying,
of course.
But it's just such an odd place to be. It's just such an odd thing.
Yeah, but strange that there's that kind of that sympathetic kind of. Oh, I kind of understand a little bit more what you guys are going through. That's an interesting way of framing it.
Yeah. So it works. It's sort of the same, but it's just a little bit different. We've had a few cases in the hospital, but it's sort of been isolated where it is, and it's just,
and it's definitely that.
Yeah. We've got we've got the tests. So
okay.
But I mean, are you aware what the testing is? What they're actually testing for?
Not precisely, no.
So the only test that's out there, or the only test I believe is out there at the minute, is an antibody test. So all it's testing for is if you have had it.
Okay.
And your body has produced the antibodies. Yeah. Okay. So it's not necessarily testing whether you've got it now.
Yeah.
It's testing whether you have had it. But obviously, if the person has the antibodies and they're really ill, then you're assuming they've got it now. But if it's in the first couple of days of them having it, the body wouldn't have produced the antibodies. So it's going to give a negative result, even though they have got it, because it's not testing for the virus.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's a bit dodgy. So we've had people who are ill and coughing and got temperatures, and we test them, and it comes up negative, and we're like,
sure.
But are they negative?
Yeah, because it's like a retroactive test, isn't it?
Yeah, so your body only starts producing antibodies a little while after you've had it, and you're infectious earlier than when your body produces the antibodies.
Yeah, so it's kind of, I don't want to say it's useless, but...
It's not ideal.
It's not preventative.
No, it's not ideal at all. but it's what we've got. So one of our guys, he was ill. We tested him and it came up negative, but we continued to isolate him for another 4 or 5 days and then retest him. And I think that's the only way we can do it because he was still ill. So it's not like...
Well, that's how we've been told to do it in, out here, isn't it? If you show any symptoms, then you stay at home for 7 days. And if they go away, then that's fine. But...
Yeah, if you've got symptoms, it's 7 days. If you live with someone, then it's 14 days because it takes up to 2.
That's right.
Well, they reckon it can... they say it's silly because we've done training on it now. Like we've read, like the government, we've had to read up on it as part of our training. And it says... like you isolate for 14 days if someone in your house has it. But some research suggests that it can take up to 29 days to incubate. So we're only isolating for 14, but it could be another 2 weeks that it's incubating.
Well, this is the thing, isn't it?
It's anywhere between 2 weeks and a month, but you just isolate for 2 weeks. Well, that's not good.
No, this is the thing about this virus is that, you hear this and that about it, but no one really knows. No. How it affects, because it seems to be affecting people differently as well.
Yeah, symptoms. Early on they were saying, no, you don't get a runny nose or a blocked nose with it. Now they're like, well, some people get runny noses and blocked noses with it. Yeah. And it's okay.
Because again, we're all just big bags of chemicals, and various other chemicals affect yours differently than mine.
And that's it. And working in my industry, it's really obvious because like some people can take medication and it's perfectly fine. And other people can take that same medication. They've got the same illness. They're displaying the same symptoms, but you put them on the same medication, it may not do anything for one person. It may make them really fucking ill. And the other person could be perfectly fine on it. Because not all humans are all different. So
I'm not.
You're not different. So, it's... It's just, it's weird. We don't know. It's a new virus, isn't it? Like no one knows. Yeah. I think I think one of the nurses at work said it's already starting to mutate as well.
Right.
Which isn't
and
great.
That's
something that can mutate that fast. It can adapt.
It's really dangerous.
Yeah.
So, I mean, this is the thing, isn't it? Like, who knows what's happening? It seems like the curve is slowing down here, but still like nearly 1,000 people a day are dying.
I think it did just peak over 1,000 yesterday, did it not?
Was it?
I think it did. One of the nurses said it did, but then the BBC or someone were reporting that it was only 900 and something. But then the numbers aren't entirely accurate because some places report theirs later. Like I think it's if someone dies on a weekend, then it's not recorded until the middle of the week. So like if someone dies on a Monday, it's recorded on Monday. But if someone dies on Saturday, it's not recorded until like Wednesday or Thursday.
Oh, is that right?
Or something weird like that. It's odd. I don't know exactly how it works, but.
Oh, fair play.
But
yeah, I mean, it wouldn't surprise me. I mean, those numbers that we get are always 24 hours old anyway.
Yeah,
because they have to collate them.
Yeah.
So
and like you say,
I'm just shifting around a little bit on my deck chair. So if you're hearing any creaking, it is a deck chair.
Oh, okay.
Nothing else.
Just trying to get comfortable.
No, I've just had to put my shirt back on. The sun's got in.
Oh,
yes, I have been topless all this time.
Well, you've lost half a stone. You better show that.
Exactly, mate.
Show that.
Yeah.
Also show those gains off, but it show those losses off, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right.
But yeah, you're saying the curve is starting to sort of flatten, or starting to flatten. I mean, it's not flattening, but
no.
But
this is what they keep telling us, and the numbers keep going.
Yeah,
up.
exactly. But that would sort of correlate because we've been in lockdown like over 2 weeks now, haven't we? And the symptoms take 2 weeks to show. So it takes anywhere from 2 weeks to a month to incubate. So if you look back, then lockdown started here, so the numbers should start going down because we've not been sort of going out and making contact. It would sort of correlate. It would make sense that way. But it's just this fear that people are going, oh, well, there's less cases now, so let's just go out anyway, fuck it. It's getting better.
Yes.
Is the issue.
I haven't looked at the news today.
No.
I know we certainly haven't left the house yet.
No. Well.
But I wonder how, the beaches are looking at the moment, whether people have
I think people are still going out. I think the police and the military are patrolling the beaches now.
Yeah.
So fingers crossed, people get locked up.
Yeah.
So
teach them a lesson.
Yeah, but they won't learn.
No.
It's silly. But we're not going to let it worry us because
no, exactly.
we can't control it.
We're doing what we can do to stay safe.
But hey, our Lord and Saviour Boris Johnson is getting better.
Oh, yeah.
Speaking of not letting things bother us.
Yeah, so he went into hospital with it, didn't he? And then he got put on a ventilator as well, didn't he?
Apparently.
Yeah.
Do we believe it, or is it a propaganda machine?
That's what I'm wondering as well, mate. Yep.
Because he made so many mistakes, let's let people sympathise.
Precisely, and it seems to be working with certain members of society, certain members of my family, I know that.
So you remember what I said 2 weeks ago on the podcast? One of my big worries is the comparison they're going to make. Do you remember who I said?
Between him and Churchill?
Yeah. So on Facebook the other day, I was reading someone's status and they said, I even heard some people comparing him to Churchill. Yeah. It's happened.
Yeah, no, I know. I mean, he's kind of stoked it himself earlier on by kind of plagiarising speeches that Churchill had made and dropping little quotes from Churchill into some of his briefing speeches and stuff.
Yeah.
So he has been cultivating this for a little while, but this isn't a war. People keep talking about it like it's a war, and it's not a war.
No.
It's a pandemic. Like, it's all very odd.
Yeah,
the terminology. I mean, I read something somewhere, and it's a little bit kind of, alarmist. But,
yeah.
But people are like, they're trying to make you call the frontline workers heroes, so that when the NHS workers start dying, they'll be seen as casualties of a war rather than,
wow,
heartlessly left without all the personal protective equipment.
Yeah.
It'll be sympathy for them rather than anger at the government for not, like I say, it's to be taken with a pinch of salt, but you can see the rhetoric.
Yeah, of course. What else? There was, I've heard. Whoa. Oh, sorry. I heard something. I realised it's a video on Facebook that just because I'm looking for something on Facebook and it was a video playing. They wouldn't have heard that, and I'm just going to have made a really weird sound. There was, I can't even find it now. But that thing where he said someone was comparing him to Johnson, and then someone said, well, yeah, he is a bit like Johnson because but he's a bit, Churchill, because Churchill did this wrong and that wrong and this wrong and that wrong. So it was like comparing them in the negative senses, but yeah. But there was also something else I read that they were saying when the death toll hits this number, which it's only like a couple of hundred away, it's going to be like with a 9/11 every day.
Wow,
like really? We're losing as many people per day as were lost in September 11th.
It would. I think there were like 11 or 1,200 people, wasn't it? 1,300.
Yeah, and we're closing in. I think the States have well over that now, aren't they? Every day.
Yeah, they've really their cases have skyrocketed, unsurprisingly, because they're such a big country.
Well, and to be fair, they've got to be the best at everything. So
yeah, true.
So, or are they
and eventually they'll overtake Italy, I suppose.
I think they are, aren't they?
Have they? I don't know.
But you've got to look at it as per capita, haven't you? That's the thing.
Yeah, precisely. Yeah,
and I think they have. Let's have a look.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't watched the daily briefings in a couple of days because it's just, a little bit too much. yeah,
it's crazy. You can't look at it every day because it's just gonna
do your brain in.
Yeah. Where is it? Oh my god, this is supposed to be per capita, but there's so many stats on here. I don't know how to make sense of any of it.
And that's the other thing as well. They show so many graphs, and you're like, well, hold on, wait, slow.
Cases per million. When was this article? From April the 8th, so it's fairly...
Yeah. It's like 3 days ago.
Cases per million, is that what we want? That is what we want, isn't it?
Yeah.
So Spain are the top of the list, actually.
Of
So
course.
3,172 per million. Wow. The United States, I think it's... Oh, no, Italy are 2,307. The States are only 1,321. Only, he says.
There you go. They've got a little way to go yet to win the
and we aren't even on this list.
No. And that's the thing, isn't it? Like, I think, I can't get a handle. Some people are saying that they've handled it really badly, some people not.
Yeah.
And it's difficult to kind of figure out, because, statistics can be...
It's all skewed as well. The thing is, it's like with our country, testing isn't a big thing. Like, I think we're only testing like 20% of NHS staff. And that's people on the front lines. So if you're only testing 20% of them, like I said, my mum didn't get tested. Everyone's told not to go to hospital unless your symptoms are really bad. So they're not getting tested. So they're not confirmed cases. So they don't contribute to the numbers.
No,
so
exactly.
if those people die, then it doesn't get attributed to the coronavirus.
No.
It would just be respiratory problems.
And this is the thing. It's all to do with how the testing is being carried out.
Yeah. So it's crazy that... I don't know, man. It's such a... Anyway.
Yeah. I think it's just, it just highlights, even this conversation highlights the fact that no one has any idea.
No.
Except the people who, I guess, chief medical officers and all that kind of thing.
Yeah. We can just make our best educated guesses, and no one's educated on it because no one knows what's going on.
You can try and pick apart the numbers as much as possible.
Yeah.
It's difficult to do. So, I've seen some pretty outrageous things that Trump's been saying over the last couple of weeks as well. I was literally watching a video of it before we went on, and he's talking about like pushing for some drug that they've kind of created that might be a cure, but he's pushing for tests now. Even though, and not tests, but for people to actually start taking
Not even human trials.
Despite the fact it hasn't been trialled.
Just push it out there. It might work.
Yeah,
Go on.
just do it. I mean, I wonder if you'll dig a bit deeper and find that he has a vested interest in the chemical company.
Oh, of course.
That's producing it or something like that. But it's all very sketchy. At least they're not doing that over here. We've got the National Health Service who will do things properly.
Yeah. You'd hope.
Until we get locked down and it's all mandated from on high.
Yeah. Goes a bit George Orwell on us.
Yeah. You get your pills through the post every day.
Yeah, that's it. This will control the virus. Sorry, it's going to control the virus, not you. Sorry, slip of the tongue.
Yeah. This certainly isn't the equilibrium universe that we're in, where we're giving you pills to suppress all emotion.
Oh yeah, definitely not. Definitely not. Was that an opinion I just heard? We're going to increase your pills. So,
speaking of which, another interesting thing that that has started to affect me as of today is that the particular antidepressant that I'm on is out of stock. Which tells you something about the amount of people that are on it at the moment.
So that did your existential crisis, the world of good, yeah?
I haven't started. I've taken the last one of my remaining ones today, and I'm on the new one tomorrow.
Yeah.
So we'll see how.
I'm sure it'll be fine. That they would have given you something that's similar. So it might take your body a couple of days to adjust. You'll probably feel a bit weird, but it will be all right.
But I just thought, wow, like that's.
But the thing is, like where you're sort of, I think like where you're not at work and you're exercising and things like that. I think like you're probably going to be fine anyway. Like
I think so too.
It's all going to contribute to better mental health for you anyway.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
So, but have you heard any? I haven't actually tried to reorder mine, so I don't know if mine's in stock or not. I'm okay for a few weeks, so hopefully I'll be all right. So have you heard any like crazy conspiracies about this?
Only the 5G one, of course.
Only the 5G one.
Yeah.
That's like biologically impossible.
Yeah, because...
Or chemically impossible. Like, there's no way that you could transmit a virus.
No. And also, like, the whole fact that 5G is killing animals because the radio waves are zapping things, even though millimetre waves don't create heat like microwaves do.
Yeah.
Like, it's utterly ridiculous.
Yeah.
But it's really catching on, isn't it? Loads of people are on about it.
It's madness.
Yeah.
It's madness. So there's, like, obviously the theory that it's a biological weapon.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why. I don't know what for.
Yeah, I think that was one of the ones that kind of came out first of all. It was a Chinese biological weapon that they were testing, and it's got out of control or something. You know?
Yeah, well, there's this interesting. One of the nurses at work, like she's really level-headed. Like she's not a conspiracy theorist, but. She was saying, like, she made a sort of joke. She said, it's because we wouldn't, like, take their phones, with the old Huawei thing.
Yeah.
That's why they did it. But then she said, but, I mean, if you look at it, she said, like, the whole of the world has shut down, like, all manufacturing industry and everything is shut down. She said, there's one big country that's big in manufacturing that is operating now.
Yeah.
China.
Yeah.
Because they've come out of lockdown, they're up and running again, and they're the only people manufacturing anything.
Yeah, well, this is the thing about a good conspiracy theory.
It makes
there's got to be some grains of like believability in it.
Yeah.
And there's enough there, isn't there, in what you've just described? Mm-hmm. So
and you could even go for the whole thing. Maybe it's China population control. There may be an increase in population where they lifted that one child limit. They've seen that it's going up too much, so control the population again. You could say anything. We could put some weird theory out there. It's got to be some weird infographic with a picture of some like Chinese leader, and some weird sort of like text that in a couple of the words have to be spelt wrong. We're going to use the wrong your or there, and then it'll just get shared, and it'll become true. It's got to be misspelled. It has to be, and it's got to have like a watermark of the program you use to make the image as well.
Adobe
you're not paying for that software.
Shutterstock images.
Yeah, there you go. That's it. Shutterstock images has got to be plastered all over it.
Yeah,
it's got low quality because you've just right-clicked and downloaded or taken a screen. It's got to be a screenshot from a phone. It's got to have your battery percentage up at the top.
Maybe we should start one.
Oh, do you know?
Maybe that's what we could do.
We should just start putting weird ones out there.
Yeah,
and it's got to be really poorly executed.
What I am really loving though are the like the videos of like wildlife coming into towns and stuff, and it shows you, doesn't it, like how quickly nature would completely take back over. And
the difficulty there again is some of that is true, some of it isn't.
Of course.
But hey, it's all nice. I say one of the best things that has come out of this, I think, is all like the musicians and the celebrities, like all the things they're doing is just amazing. Like all these collaborations that just don't happen, like all these Instagram live performances that people are doing, and it's just really good. There's some really great artwork, like there's artists that I follow that are making pieces to raise money for charities and things like that and selling it off. I think it's called what's it called? When I read it, it looked like it said Fukorona. Okay. I read it as Fukorona. But if you say it properly, it's fuck Corona. It's Fukorana. But it looks like it's a Japanese word like Fukorona, but it's not. It's fuck Corona. But it's like there's like artists selling pieces on there. They're like one-off pieces.
Yeah.
And just to raise money.
Is the thing.
There's been some real, like celebrities have been real. They've been brilliant on the uptake on this, like using their sort of status to do things.
I mean, the other argument is they've got nothing else to do and they need to remain relevant and in the public eye.
Well, yeah, that would be a pessimistic view, wouldn't it?
But no, you're right. I'm sure that isn't the major.
Yeah. Andrew Lloyd Webber's set up a YouTube channel.
Oh, really?
Where he's put out some clips from classic musicals, but he's also now. I think last night they streamed like Joseph in the Technicolor Dreamcoat, like the full show, and it's still on there now to watch. But it's like an old version of it, isn't it? But then there's some like behind the scenes stuff of how it became a thing and like documentary style stuff. Because a couple of weeks ago, who was it? Oh, him and Lin-Manuel Miranda on Twitter were having a back and forth.
Right.
I think Lin wished him a happy birthday, but played one of his songs, an Andrew Lloyd Webber song and sung it to wish him a happy birthday. And then Andrew Lloyd Webber did a song from Hamilton back, it was just really cool to see, and like that was sort of, and now it's just all over the place. Like people are doing it all over the place. It's great. I'm really enjoying seeing some of this stuff.
Yeah, definitely. And I know the National Theatre are putting a lot of their plays out at the moment on YouTube or on their site or something for you to watch, that you can still have your culture. Yeah, which is a good thing.
And it's really cool seeing all the inventive things people are coming up with as well. Like even just general, like I've seen people like on Instagram. I follow climbers, and it's like, well, obviously they can't go to the gym, so there's like people climbing around their house. Like on the outside of their house, there's people climbing up indoors, like people that have like big high ceilings and things like that, and they're just climbing on their fireplaces and things, or climbing around tables or chairs, and it's really funny. And loads of people now building like training walls in their back gardens, which is really cool. I haven't got a big enough garden.
Rubbish.
Yeah, but it's all money.
Yeah, true. I mean, we're looking to collaborate on something remotely as well.
We are, yes.
Possibly.
Yeah. I haven't listened to it. I haven't looked into that from what the thing you last sent me, but I will do. And now I've got stuff set up, I might try and do a little bit this afternoon. Yeah, it's fair enough. Possibly.
Like I say, it's an experiment at the moment. If it pulls off, it'll be amazing.
Yeah.
But but there wasn't much in the way. I think what I've been hearing is podcasts and YouTube especially are having major drop-offs in their numbers.
Oh, really?
Because people generally do that stuff. Podcast is a commuting activity.
That's
generally
true.
Speaking, and YouTube is stuff that people do at work while they're pretending to work.
Oh yeah, no, that makes sense. Yeah.
So, like, apparently they're seeing massive drop-offs, which I didn't expect. I thought it'd be the other way.
And I think as well, where the only opportunity people are getting to go outside is to exercise or do their shopping. I think people are exercising more. I think people are like, I'm going to go out and get my sort of hour. I'm going to actually go outside and do. So people are actually doing stuff like where before all of this stuff, I would just sit indoors all day. Yeah. But where it's kind of like, well, you know, you can't just go out if you want to. It's weird. It's like a reverse psychology because you can't go out. You want to go out. So you're making yourself
It's human nature, though,
stuff.
Isn't it? To want the thing that you can't have. It's human nature.
And I think people, with this whole reset thing, people are like, oh, yeah, no, I do spend way too much time on my phone and listening to so I'm actually going to do something productive. Or maybe because people were at home, they may have spent the initial first few days only doing YouTube and podcasts, and now they're sick of it. Yeah,
that's possible as well, isn't it? Yeah, definitely. So I know that, you know, the first 3 days I was at home, although I was working from home at that stage, I felt so sluggish and tired because I just wasn't doing anything. I was just sitting around doing work and then sitting around like I would usually do in the evening. Yeah, you do notice that you need to get up and about. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's strange how much that just the walking to and from your car or on your walking around on your lunch break contributes to sort of like making you feel better.
Yeah, so definitely.
So where you're not having to commute or anything like that, you're just literally coming downstairs and working and just staying in that same position all day. Yeah. So it's definitely something that I noticed myself. So what's the message of today? Like, global pandemics are good for you?
Well, the thing is, like I say, it's always with the caveat of, like, I realise that I am definitely not having the same experience as everyone.
No.
And, you know, there are people who live in flats and things without a garden,
Yes.
without the ability to kind of get out and, you know, have their own personal space.
Yeah.
Which, again, I think is why people have gone out to the parks and what have you.
Yeah, you know, you can't
Especially
blame
in London.
people, you know, too much.
But yeah, I mean, I'm putting away quite a bit of money as well at the moment because I'm just not going anywhere or doing anything. So, and also, there's in the back of my mind, it's like, well, if I don't have a job to go back to in a few months, I'm going to need a bit of, you know,
you're going to need a buffer. Yeah.
So, but yeah, it's like even just buying the occasional bit of food and drink and stuff, I'm still saving so much money through not having to go to work, not then buying snacks and, you know, stuff like that.
Yeah, and I think as well, because of this shortage of stuff where people were panic buying at the start, I think like you could link that back to a bit of weight loss as well, or being more healthy, so you were a bit more conscious about how much of your food you were eating. Because
however, what I wasn't expecting, and this is going to be pretty vile, through all the exercising, I have got the most terrible shits at the moment. It's
yeah.
Like, I didn't expect the world to be falling out of me every couple of hours. And,
so your body's sort of expelling all the bad stuff that's left in there.
I just had a very disapproving look from Jo, who's up on the patio at the moment. She's shaking her head.
This is what we talk about. It has to be done. If you don't talk about toilet stuff once a podcast, are you even podcasting?
Precisely, yeah. It's like the podcasting code. There must be a scatological story somewhere.
That's it, Scatological stories. Nice callback.
Yes.
Well done.
Remember from the early days?
Oh, yeah. Back in the old days when we were allowed out, when there were people. Who was it? I was watching a video the other day and someone was... I think it's Lawrence Llewellyn on his Fully Charged channel.
Oh, yeah.
And he was saying, like, a couple of months ago when I went to a uni, yes, I went and performed and there were people in the audience. Back in the old days, there were people. You know.
When we had this archaic tradition of shaking hands.
Yeah, you know what shaking hands does to you, don't you?
Yeah.
Back to Mr. Johnson, who's doing such a good job.
Yeah. You know, he wasn't completely ignoring everything, was he?
No, I in all honesty, I did sort of stick up for him a little bit. I say stick up for him. I didn't, because someone said, but he's doing such a good job. And I was like, I would say he's not doing a good job. However, it's not only him.
No, exactly.
It's his whole cabinet. It's his whole advisory board.
I think he is, unlike Trump, he is actually seeming to listen to the medical people who actually know better. You know, they are presenting a kind of front of being like, right, this is being led by science.
Yeah.
You know, everything that we're doing around kind of social distancing and when to slacken it off and maybe tighten it back up again is all to do with the evidence coming through on the science. So, science will save us.
Yeah. But then he goes to the hospital where there's coronavirus.
Yeah. But that was like I say, that was kind of early days.
But that was when he was telling us not to.
Yeah, I know.
That was when he was telling us to be careful.
Again, it's that brand that he wants to create of like, no, I'm a strong man, and you know, can't get me, and then it does, and now he's going to be a hero for surviving it, and you know, it's one of those really annoying things of like, whatever he does, he'll come out smelling of roses.
Yeah. Yeah, and the annoying thing is, you know, when there was that clap for Boris thing last week.
Yeah, there was no one doing it around here.
Yeah, but then you saw people saying, then something came around that started saying, let's not just clap for Boris, let's clap for all the key workers and blah, blah, blah. And it was like, whoa.
No.
You can't try and get more people out clapping for Boris just by lumping the key workers in with them.
Yeah.
That's
was
not
really
right.
kind of
because then it looks
cynical.
like so many people are clapping for Boris. And it's like, nah. I saw this suspect picture in the newspaper as well. It was like NHS staff outside with like holding up A4 pieces of paper that sort of spelled out "Get well soon, Boris." And I'm like, and it looked suspicious,
staged.
It looks, it looked like photoshopped somehow. I don't know.
Oh right, okay.
Like I don't know. I just don't buy that any NHS workers in their right mind would be sort of supporting him.
No.
Not at all.
Apparently, our friend Johnny Lim is going to be on Channel 4, possibly on the 13th of April.
About the sofa?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, possibly slightly more than just the sofa.
Yeah, of course. But yeah, did you see the picture?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Yeah, so
typical
it was,
that he would get. He would get right on that sofa.
Of course he would. Yeah, so we've got a friend who actually works for the NHS in a general hospital. We've got a few friends actually that do. But him in particular, I think does he work in Maidstone, doesn't he?
Yes, right. Yeah.
And DFS, like the sofa furniture company, donated a sofa for the staff room.
Yeah.
And he had his picture taken. It was sort of shared online on our Facebook.
I'll tell you what
friends.
he did also do was post a picture of himself after a 12-hour shift the other day.
Yeah.
With the kind of mask sores.
Yeah.
Where the mask is just really aggravating him.
Yeah.
But he was told to take that down because it doesn't promote a positive.
Wow.
Yeah, even though you've got loads of medical people crying into cameras and telling people to stay away.
He's not allowed to put up a picture of his face after doing it.
Yeah, it seemed a little bit weird. You'd think that, like, because Joe said, those would be kind of scars or marks that you should be proud to
of
be
course.
able to show off, really. But
mate, that's
yeah, it's a little bit crap, isn't it? But
yeah, that's very dodgy.
This is management fear.
Yeah. So he's done that, but there's one of our friends as well, Hanny. She's doing something at the minute. She's part of what is it? It's like a sewing thing, like where they're sewing, like because the face masks have the elastic that go behind your ears, and people are getting really sore behind the ears. But there's like a group of volunteers that are sort of sewing the little things that you put at the back of your head, like elastic things with buttons attached. So you string the elastic around those buttons to hold it to your head, which is really nice. Or there's headbands that you can put on that do it as well, and uniform bags. So at the end of a shift, you put all your uniform that you've been wearing in one of these bags, and you can just chuck that bag straight in the wash. So there's loads of people. So I think they're taking donations of like the materials and things like that, but it's the East Maidstone Sewing for frontline workers on Facebook.
Oh, cool. Nice.
So we'll probably share that. So if anyone wants to, I think there's information about it on there. There's information of how to make them as well if you want to do some for your area.
Yeah, why not? I mean, I'm no good with a needle and thread. But
No. But if we share,
people. Yeah, let's share it.
Yeah, there's information of how to share and where to send it to as well on that page. So we'll share that.
Nice.
Try and get stuff. But I just, people out there sort of spending their money, like taking it, money and time as well. That's it. If you're stuck at home with nothing to do, like, and you don't have hobbies or anything like that, or you just feel like you want to help, there's different ways you can do it. There's the NHS volunteer app. Apparently, like, there's loads of people signed up to it.
Yeah,
I've signed up to it.
500,000.
Yeah, but it's too many. So now, like, people aren't getting call outs because there's just so many people on there. I mean, if I open it up now, there's like a good 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 and me, so like 15 people within like it's not even half a mile.
Wow.
Like, there's so many people on here. So I've not gone online, made myself available yet because I'm on nights at the minute.
Yeah.
But it's just to go and pick up, like, the most vulnerable people. It's like to pick up their shopping or to go and pick up their prescriptions. There's also, like, you go on there and you can just make yourself available for telephone calls for people to chat to.
Fair play. Yeah.
So
okay.
It's really nice. Like, there's loads of different ways people are helping.
Yeah, maybe I should stop making podcasts. And maybe do that.
The podcasts help people. It gives people stuff to listen to. Although apparently they're not. So.
They're not.
How is that going though? The writing. So I know last time you're back into the swing of it.
Yep.
Recording and writing.
Yes.
Nice. Good stuff.
Yeah. Hoping to get the first one out fairly soon.
Oh, wicked. Nice.
Because it was already most of the way done anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, getting my finger out, shall we say?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
you're still. What's the word I'm looking for? You still happy with the first episode? Like, given the time between your last sort of editing session to now?
Yeah, I am actually.
Yeah.
There's not a lot I would change about it, so that's always
good. That's very good. Yeah.
But yeah, so I've just got to kind of do a top and tail for it.
Yeah.
And it's good to go, basically.
The pilot episode will be coming out soon.
Yeah.
Nice.
Interesting times. Like I say, it's kind of got me into sitting down and doing my own writing again. So
writing for fun.
Exactly. Yeah. But yeah, I think is it next week you're not on nights?
No, so I'm on nights for a while now.
Okay, right, yeah. So I was going to say, like, we were talking about doing a little bit more Patreon stuff, but I don't know if that's going to happen while you're on nights, is it?
I know it can do. Like, so next week I'm on a split shift, so it's Monday. Well, sorry, say split shift. Monday, Tuesday, Saturday, Sunday. Okay. So I'm off. Well, I'll be finishing Wednesday morning. So I'll be doing what I've done today, where I'll sleep for a couple of hours in the morning, then I'll be up for the rest of the day on Wednesday. Okay. So Wednesday afternoon, I'm all day Thursday, Friday, and Saturday morning. So, so I've got time.
Yeah, maybe we'll drop in and do a little bit of a 20-minute Patreon thing or something like that. Yeah, we'll do. Yeah, because we said we were going to do it, and then we haven't.
No, exactly. To be fair, we did ask for people to contact us, and I don't think anyone did.
No one did.
Because people aren't listening to podcasts.
Proves my point. Yeah. Exactly. But yeah, I'll tell you what we are doing at the moment is we've been watching back the Live 8 performances.
Oh, really?
Because they're all on YouTube.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Good.
So where we can't go out to gigs, we've just been watching live music on TV. Yeah, pretty good. I mean, reliving the Elton John, Pete Doherty version of.
Oh God.
Yeah, that was special.
Yeah.
Not quite as cringy as we remember it, though. To be fair.
Oh really? Oh, okay.
Still a bit cringy, but not as bad as I thought at the time.
Yeah, we've been watching. What have we been? We've been watching New Girl.
Okay.
Which, that was, it's quite old, but it's actually really funny. Because we've got the Amazon Prime. We haven't cancelled that. We got the Disney Plus. We
accidentally, Joe forgot to cancel the Disney Plus, so we've got it for at least another month.
Oh, okay. So you're making the most of it.
So I've watched the 4 episodes of Mandalorian.
Yeah.
Enjoying it.
Yeah.
I mean, the 4th episode especially, like, it actually kind of picked up in the 4th episode, I thought.
Oh, good. Well, maybe I'll give it another go at some point.
Yeah, I mean, it's, it is what it is. I'm just watching it because it's there, do you know what I mean?
We actually watched, we all started to watch Solo, and I'm the only one that watched the whole of it.
It's all right, isn't it?
Yeah, actually really enjoyed it, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the Toy Story 4 thing, isn't it?
It's not needed.
It's not needed, but I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And it was well done.
Yeah.
I really like how they sort of introduced Chewbacca. I thought that was quite interesting.
Yep.
Yeah. It ended a bit weird.
How did it end?
Like, nothing, basically. There was that whole bit with... what am I thinking of? Who was it? Yes. So no. So it was the Emilia Clarke character. I can't remember her name.
Okay, yes.
Sort of taking over the lead and talking to her, the guy in charge.
Indeed, yes.
And then nothing.
Yeah,
no. What happened to it? It sort of left it open for a sequel, hasn't it?
Yeah, but I think because the performance of the film didn't do very well, they're not going to be following up, so it looks a bit weird now.
Yeah, because I don't know why they would make it like that, because they were all supposed to be standalone films.
Yeah, exactly. You're right.
Why would they make it as a first-parter?
Because there's no follow-up to Rogue One, is there? Let's face it.
Or possibly this is going to be the new saga.
Maybe.
Like it starts there with her, with that guy in charge.
Perhaps. Although, doesn't it then go into the Clone Wars or something like that? Or is this after the Clone Wars?
No idea, man.
I don't know where any of that stuff fits in. Do you know?
No. That's something I do actually want to try and start on Disney Plus, because people really, really rate the Clone Wars, don't they?
Yeah, I know. I've been thinking that as well, and seeing as we've got it for another month now, maybe.
Why not? Yeah.
I'm trying not to watch a lot of TV, if I'm quite honest with you.
Yeah, yeah.
Just because, you can just get sucked into sitting there all evening, can't you?
Yeah. Yeah. I watched, on your recommendation, I watched Kickball, that short.
Oh, yeah.
That was horrific.
Yeah,
Part of it
I know.
is horrific.
It's a real emotional one, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely, yeah. And I watched, what was the other one? With the dad and the son. What was that one called?
Float?
Yes, Float.
Yeah,
That's really good. I watched that. Imagineering as well. I don't know if you've ever given that a go yet.
No, not yet, if I'm honest with you. No.
It's really good. I really enjoy it. But again, as we stated before, I am a Disney fan.
Yeah.
So I am interested in the history of it and stuff like that. It's more about the parks than Disney, the company. It's about the park. It's about the Imagineering department.
That's right. Yeah. I mean, there was a bloke talking about it at that event that I was at in Vegas.
Oh, okay.
About the making of the Millennium Falcon experience.
Oh, yeah.
And it was, really interesting, really, detailed stuff about how they made these entire worlds and how they function.
Yeah, it is a really good watch, Imagineering. That's good. And I've watched Before the Flood.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I've heard of
really
that, but
good.
I don't know whether
It's
I
good.
know what it's about.
It's a climate change documentary.
Okay.
With Leonardo DiCaprio at the helm.
Because
he's like an ambassador, isn't he, for climate change, the UN ambassador for climate change. It's really interesting. It's really fascinating and sort of makes you sort of take a look at how you consume things. It's really good and quite scary as well. Like there's a section in it where there's a couple of sections that sort of like there's some streets in Florida that just randomly flood when there's no rainfall.
That's
the water comes up through the drainage system. Because sea levels rise, the water just comes up and floods the roads.
I suppose it's because it's quite low down as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Swamp country.
And there's a section where there's a farmer in, I don't know where it is. It's in Asia. It's in Asia somewhere. And like in the space of a couple of hours rainfall, his like year's worth of crops just got destroyed. It's in India. I think it's in India actually.
Right.
Yeah, his crops just got destroyed because of like a couple of hours of rain.
Wow.
Like, it's mad. Absolutely mad.
No, that's nuts.
Yeah.
I've not been watching too much in the way of end of the world scenarios.
Why not, man? Why not? Buy into your existential crisis.
A little bit close to home, innit?
It is in a minute, yeah. To be fair, I did watch that one before this all kicked off properly.
Yeah, fair enough. No, I've been catching up with Westworld Season 3.
Oh, yeah.
Slightly less incomprehensible than the second series.
Really?
It's
okay.
Slightly easier to follow. But still a bit tricksy, and still I think it might just be trying to be a bit too clever for its own good.
Yeah, I don't hear so much about it anymore. Like, I don't know if it's fallen off. People fell off after series 2.
The first season was really good. The second one was just really quite hard to get your head around what was going on.
Right. Yeah, see, I watched did I watch all of the first series? I don't think I watched all of it, but it was really, really well done, really enjoyable. Like, it's quite a good concept. But I think when you've done something like that, and it's very different. It's not. It's based on the book and the films, but it's something that seems new on TV. And when you've introduced it all, I suppose it's really hard to sort of do it again for a second series. Which I think that's why 24 I lost interest in 24 because it's like that's a really interesting concept. It's a period of 24 hours. That's a really interesting concept. And then they do it again and again and again. It's like, and it's all the same character.
Yeah.
And it's like, how many bad days can one man have?
Exactly. It's
where it happens to be over 24 hours, which I don't believe it always is.
No, I think the last couple of series started to stray from that. It was just particular hours within a certain window.
Yes.
But,
and it wasn't always 24 hours either, was it? So
no.
I think there was less episodes in the last series.
True. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
I think there were. Yeah.
Not that I watched it, so I don't know. I'm just talking out my ass as we want to do on this podcast. Let's talk about something we have absolutely no knowledge of.
Exactly. I mean, why Why change a habit of a lifetime?
Anyway.
So I think it's starting to cloud over now, so I'm going to have to go inside at some point fairly soon. It's getting a bit chilly.
Yeah, it's still fairly nice down here, but I can see the cloud building up there. It's not clear skies anymore.
No. But so I think, the main takeaway from this one is, just let go of control, things that you can't control. And I don't know, like get out and do stuff. And I'm getting nods of approval from over on the patio.
Good.
Yeah. That's
yeah, we're doing something right.
Yeah. I made up for the shit talk, I suppose, maybe.
And there we go.
She's just raised her glass. I think that was to you rather than me.
All right. So I think are we slowly becoming a self-help podcast, Tom?
Maybe.
Because we always we always end up having a message in our podcast.
Positive
without
vibes
meaning
at this time.
to. Yeah. I think it's needed at the minute.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Like I say, I'm deciding to not be pessimistic at the moment. There's no point. What's the point in being? Yeah. At the moment.
Yeah, at the moment. I think another good thing that I'm actually doing, which I forgot to mention with like the building habits, there's an app called Fabulous.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, yeah, but it's good.
Fabulous.
That's where my mind went. Fabulous, darling. But it's called Fabulous, and it is. You go on a journey. It's about building habits. So you do it bit by bit, and like once you built up like 3 habits, you've done. I think it starts with like drink water first thing in the morning. The first thing you do when you wake up, drink water.
Yeah.
And it wants you to do that 3 times in a row. And it says and it gives you advice. There's letters of why they're teaching you to do it and the science behind it. And it's like, take water to bed with you, leave it on your bedside table so it's there. So you get up, you drink it. And then the next step is to have a healthy breakfast. So something with plenty of protein in it, so it fills you up for the day. And you do that 3 days in a row along with drinking your water. So now you're drinking water, having a healthy breakfast. And then the next step is exercise 3 days in a row. And it could just be walking up and down the stairs a couple of times in the morning, doing some push-ups, just small bits. Do that 3 days in a row. So now you're doing those 3 things. And then they say, don't do anything else.
Right.
For the next week, that's all you're going to do. Just work on forming those into a habit and then slowly build stuff on after that.
Yeah, because once you've made it into a habit, it doesn't become. It's not something you even think about doing.
Yeah, and it gives you tips on how to do it and how to make it easier for yourself. So it's that trick: leave your workout gear out, so you don't have to think about it. But it's like do all of these things in the morning to set you up for the day to have a better day. So I'll try to do that. But yeah, it's I don't know. It's all this like scientifically proven stuff. There's a reason it works. There's a reason it sounds stupid.
Yeah. Well, this is the thing. This is what I've been trying to say about this exercise malarkey that I'm doing at the moment. Like, I'm going to start doing a little bit more going forward. Oh, someone's in the toilet again. Yeah. So it's just that I'm right next to the drain. That's what it is. Like.
So it becomes quite loud.
Yes, sorry about that.
Well, that's the thing. I can't hear it over the phone, but when we were doing the previous one, it was really loud. Your microphone.
Yeah, I think there was a waveform on Reaper, but just forming good habits, keeping healthy, keeping fit. Those are the things we've all got to do at the moment.
Yeah. Just simple little things as well, and celebrate your successes.
Yeah.
Don't just do it for the sake of doing it.
No.
Actually. Feel good about when you actually do something for yourself.
I like it.
Yeah.
Ooh, almost got flown into by a pigeon.
Right, yeah, we're a self-help podcast now.
Yeah.
For fuck's sake.
Well, I hope that you've enjoyed the relaxing sounds of my garden.
Yes. Well, I can't hear it over the phone. The phone cancels out the sounds.
No, true, but...
I was enjoying it before when I could hear it.
Nearly got flown into by a pigeon just then.
Yeah. Doesn't sound too relaxing, if I'm honest.
No. They keep coming in to try the bird feeder, but because I'm here, they kind of come into the garden and see me and bug off.
Go,
yeah.
What are you doing there?
But yeah. So, but yeah, I will. I'll leave you with that, I guess. And we'll talk later on in the week.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
And
because I've got something to go and do in a minute, and then we've got a takeaway coming.
Oh, nice.
Fairly soon.
Wicked.
And then after that, we've got a little kind of FaceTimey thing with family doing a quiz.
Oh, you're doing a quiz. Nice. Who's the quiz master?
It's Joe's uncle has set it, I think.
Nice.
No? Who is it then? You don't know. Brilliant.
There isn't one.
No, it is. I was right.
It was us.
I was right.
Shit.
Yeah.
Get on the call. We were supposed to do it this week.
We're supposed to do it. Yeah. So, it is Joe's uncle. So, I was correct. Hooray.
That's good. I forgot what I was going to say now.
But also, Sean's doing one every Friday night on a YouTube channel called Quizzing TV.
Oh, wow. Oh, wicked.
So, we've been having a go at that as well.
See, like I'm saying, like, celebrities are just pulling it out of the bag and doing things. That's the thing. I mean, like you say, they don't have anything to do at the minute.
No, exactly. Yeah.
But, they've got such an audience that they are able to help a lot of people.
They were like, I think the first week he did it, there were like 230 odd people.
Yeah.
And this week there were 360 or something.
So it's going up. So
yeah.
And that's the thing, by taking like half hour out of his week, he can help that many people.
And they're not hard. So, I mean, I think the first week we got 36, this week we got 35 out of 40.
Oh, well.
So, so not doing too badly. And then you can see where you come in amongst all these other people.
Yeah, I see a lot of people are doing these pub quiz things. Like they're using like Zoom and things and House Party. And that's really cool. Like I said, the first week we sort of did a little House Party thing. It was great fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great
definitely.
Fun. Yeah. But, yes, so we need to let you get off so you can get prepped for your family do.
Yes,
indeed. What takeaway are you having?
Curry.
Nice.
Haven't had one in ages, so...
I think what we need to do is someday, like on a Friday or Saturday night, your usual takeaway night, we need to go out and clap the real heroes, don't we? The takeaway drivers.
The takeaway drivers, because they're still having to come around, leave your stuff on the doorstep, run away 2 meters.
The couriers that sort of have to like wait and like, they're loving it. Oh, I can just dump it on the doorstep and walk off because social distancing. Brilliant. They don't wait. Like we get some that we had a package left on our doorstep that was supposed to be signed for because they're signing on your behalf, so they can just do that. Right. Say they saw you and just leave the parcel.
Ridiculous, isn't it? Yeah.
We've had delivery drivers that I've watched them put something on the step, knock, and then just walk off and not wait.
Brilliant.
Like our postman actually stand there and wait until you answer the door.
Yeah.
Say there's your parcel. Like Hermes, and I'm going to name and shame them because
they're the worst. Yeah.
They just knock and walk off and don't even wait for you to answer the door.
That doesn't surprise me.
But takeaway drivers, heroes.
Absolutely, yeah, 100%.
We've made use
Clapping
of them
for the takeaway drivers.
Yeah, and you know what?
Cool.
You can make loads of those. You clap the takeaway pots.
Indeed.
That they've given
just
us.
The pots and pans.
The symbolism. No, the plastic ones.
Oh, they're little,
The takeaway trays.
Excellent.
Bit of symbolism there, right? Anyway, yes. Let's stop talking and let you go now.
Right then, mate.
Right,
yeah,
okay.
And I'll talk to you later on during the week. Maybe we'll do some Patreon stuff then.
Yes.
Perhaps there'll be a bit of Patreon content going out anyway.
Maybe.
Wink, wink.
Maybe.
Wink, wink. In the meantime, depending on how you get on this evening or whenever you're going to do it.
Yeah.
Or if it works.
And if it works, I think that's the real one. Do you know what? Like, because it's not the quality isn't something we worry about. It's just if it doesn't work.
Yeah.
If we can make it work, that will do. We'll put it out.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to hearing it. Actually.
No, I'm looking forward to getting onto it. Yeah.
All right then, mate. Well, for this episode of Anywhere But Here, I have been Tom.
And I've been Ant.
Talk to you soon.
Oh, bye.